Well, good morning. It's Terrific Tuesday again. Welcome to today's episode of Morning Wealth. Three things that we will talk about. A ton of deal activity. OPEC's warning about a deteriorating outlook. Dollar yen breaks 8-day consolidation. Dealmakers started off the week with a bang, announcing 69 billion of M&A in the year's busiest Sunday and Monday yet. The flurry of activity brings September's tally of up to 146 billion, a 51% jump from the same period a year ago. If deals keep flowing at the current pace, and there is no certainty that they will, this could be one of 2020's best. Here are the latest transactions and some transactions to watch out for also. TikTok and Oracle confirmed it's part of ByteDance's proposal of the US, which now heads for a 2-day national security review. This is according to Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin. Oracle shares rose about 4.3% on this news. UBS Chairman Alex Weber has been studying the feasibility of a mega merger with Credit Suisse as part of a regular strategic planning exercise, though there are no formal discussions. Verizon will buy TACphone Wireless from America Mobile for as much as 6.9 billion. Navistar said Tratton's revised proposal of $43 a share significantly undervalues the company, but represents a starting point for further talks. Merck & Co. plans to take an equity stake and pay as much as 4.5 billion in a series of deals with Seattle Genetics for its 2 cancer drugs. Nvidia agreed to buy ARM Holding for about 40 billion from SoftBank Group. Investors also welcome news that Viacom CBS agreed to sell CNET Media Group to Red Ventures. Immunomedics Inc. almost doubled after Gilead Sciences agreed to buy the cancer drug maker for 21 billion. Gilead shares also rose 2.2%. So lots and lots of deals happening around, and all of that added to the positive sentiment into the market. Investor sentiment was boosted by the resumption of clinical trials of AstraZeneca's experimental vaccine in the UK after they were put on hold globally after a person who received the vaccine had an unexplained illness. Trials in other countries, including the US, remain on hold. But positive vaccine comments from Pfizer also added to the positive sentiment yesterday. So we saw Asia trade higher on those comments. US stocks welcomed all this activity, rebounding from last week's sell-off. The S&P 500 rose almost 2% before paring some of its gains, and Nasdaq broke a 2-day losing streak. Treasuries were little changed. The 10-year yields hovered around the 0.67%. Dollar was down against all the G10 pairs, but modestly, with Kiwi and Yen pacing gains. Gold rose while oil dipped. Asian equity futures are slightly down. Gains were actually broad-based on Monday, with all the 11 sectors of the S&P 500 advancing. The tech sector was amongst the biggest gainer with a 2.1% climb. OPEC joined the chorus, warning about a deteriorating outlook. It cut global oil demand forecast for each quarter to the end of 2021 by an average of about 768 barrels a day. As a result, consumption is on track to collapse by an unprecedented 9.46 million barrels a day this year. Meanwhile, projections for non-OPEC output were raised by an average of about 394 barrels a day over the next 5 quarters, mostly due to stronger US supplies. On the fixed income side, a busy day for bonds as well. Both Coca-Cola and JP Morgan were buying bonds to refinance some of their borrowings. Delta Airlines was using its frequent flyer program as collateral to raise some 6.5 billion in debt. So busy day in terms of deal activity. Lastly, on the FX side, volatility is on the rise, with the dollar yen breaking a 8-day long consolidation to end the day at its weakest level in more than 2 weeks. The greenback traded lower across the board as investors positioned for dovishness from the Federal Reserve. Last month at the virtual Jackson Hole Summit, Chairman Powell introduced a new strategy for inflation that could guide the wording of this week's FOMC statement, dot plot, and the central bank's economic projections. So that's happening on Wednesday, and something that we'll be looking forward to. That's the update. Stay safe and healthy, everyone.